afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on your folks. It's your man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, I'm gonna have a busy week. This is gonna be my second interview this week. I mean, you know what? I want to stay active. I want to give these ladies their opportunity to share their stories, give them a voice. And this young lady I've come across a while back, and then she is an IFBB pro. She has not made a pro debut, so we're gonna see her and ask her when she's gonna be ready or any plans in the future. We have here the lovely Miss Ayla Nova, and she's been competing for a good while, seeming like it. So we're gonna talk to her, get her story, and guys, get to know this lady. Like I said again, this so ma'am, as I ask you ladies who get in the sport of bodybuilding, what got you started in this sport, as I considered or I call muscle and masculinity? Please share.
So, really, the circumstances of my life at the time brought me to bodybuilding. I needed a place where I just felt like I could relieve my stress um, in a positive outlet. I haven't really had many leaders in my family um, that have like reinforced positive coping mechanisms. And so I really wanted to make sure that like I broke that tradition. And so it has just been like geared 100% towards being healthy, mind and body. Um, and I was in the gym every single day.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of ladies who get in sport, the gym is a place where they go. Like, it's their therapy, it's their church, it's the place that really, they sometimes exercise their demons, and training is an important part about, life. It, helps you in better health. Sometimes I've talked to ladies where bodybuilding has got them out of situations personally, mentally, physically. Some ladies had to deal with issues of eating disorders, sometimes abuse. They found that bodybuilding was that thing that got them to get out of their shell. So So when you first competed in, what was your show?
My first competition was the Lee Haney Games. I believe 2016. Um, and I honestly didn't think that I was ready to do a show yet. Um, like I was totally okay with, just working for however many years I needed to build enough muscle to where I was like, competition worthy. Um, and I think it was just a matter of not being able to let go of, the way that I've seen myself for so long. Um, I had pretty much been 114 pounds like all throughout high school and, even after that. And so in my mind, I was still very small. Um, but my coach, Chris Hobbs, he kind of guided me towards doing a show, and let me know that I am ready. Um, and that like he knows because he brings his clients to, competitions, and he would say things like, at that competition, you would have made first place, and so I believed him. He's also a pro bodybuilder. Um, and I went for it. And then I did win. I got first place as a figure competitor. And then that was kind of like, the confidence boost that I needed. Um, so, yeah, that was my first competition.
Yeah, and you started out in figure, and figure's been around for quite some time. And when did you make the switch from figure to physique?
So, let's see. I did the North Americans, I think it was like 2020 or maybe 2019. I'm sorry, I'm not good with dates. Um,
Sorry.
but I competed at the North Americans, and I was one spot away from going pro as a figure competitor. And so I wanted to come back, and just with the improvements that I needed, which was building more upper body size, mostly like my lats, because my legs are so big that I have to like really compensate with my upper body to make it match the lower half. um, so I, made the improvements that were necessary. Um, my conditioning and everything was not a problem. It was more so just, symmetry. So when I came back to compete again, I had game planned with my coach, and my long term goal was that I wanted to do physique. Um, but again, I thought that I had to go like a little bit longer, building more muscle so that I can actually fit into that category. So I was just going to compete as a figure competitor and, like stay where I fit in the best until I'm ready for that. Um, so we were going to take the route of crossing over into physique as well. But then he said, let's just go for it. Don't even bother with figure if your main goal is to be a physique competitor. He's like, I think you're ready. You have enough size, you have symmetry. We just have to make sure you bring the same conditioning. He's like, I have no doubt. Just don't pay for the figure part. Do physique. We'll take the risk. And so yeah, I did my first national show, um, or I did my first physique competition as at a national show because he said I was ready, and that was when I also placed one spot away from pro as a physique competitor.
It always seems like it's like always close but no cigars. I mean, it's tough because you know what, the divisions now are starting. Like I know somebody who do compete, as amateurs that sometimes they double dip. They'll do you know figure and they do physique. Sometimes they do physique and women's bodybuilding. I've interviewed a lady who just got a pro card. She was doing wellness and she earned a pro card as a figure competitor. And figure's been around quite some time. It's like I think it's the third oldest division in bodybuilding for women. Women's bodybuilding started it all, and then you had fitness, and then here figure came along, and you got physique, and you have bikini is more brought in than it is. It kind of evolved with the sport. And you got wellness, and it's just really the I think each division works for a particular woman and how they're built and how they grow. We are here from my man Tony 97. He says this. He says, "Hello there, Ayla. You look amazing. How is training doing?" So, are you still training, or are you having plans to compete, or are you just chilling out?
Well, I was chilling out. Sounds really nice right now. So as you know, my last competition was when I went pro. Um, at the North Americans 2022. Um, this is like on a more personal note, but I haven't really, um, expressed this to many people. And I'm sure a lot of people are wondering though, like, when is she going to do her pro debut? Um, and I also don't really know the answer to that just yet because I'm still in the process of moving through things. Um, I'm just gonna like let it come naturally and not try to force it because show prep, and so great circumstances. That's just asking for a disaster. Um, so during the time that I was prepping for my um, the North American show that I went pro at, I was actually going through a divorce. I was homeless, and also my Audi, the engine blew in my Audi. So walking 15 miles a day, I still went to work, um, and I had separated from my partner due to domestic violence. So that's
Mm,
been kind of in the shadows the past 2 years. I'm going to therapy. I have my business reestablished. I pretty much lost everything, during that time. Um, and like you were, mentioning earlier about how like bodybuilding or, training in general helps people heal. Um, that was what helped me get through the year of 2022. Um, with the rest of my life in pieces, um, I literally felt like I was just very unorganized, like I had lacked control of my life. And with bodybuilding, it was the one thing that was always consistent, that if you put in this work, you get this result. And so every single day, I did my 2 sessions of cardio, you know, between, walking 15 miles a day because my car broke down. And, I would put a little piece of like, I would measure out my 4 ounces of tilapia and put it in a Ziploc bag, and then my snap peas in there, and I would put it in my pocket. My client let me borrow their bike, and so I was like, I'm making this happen. Like, here I am in like the worst possible circumstances of life, and I'm still doing it. And I was like, when I first started prep for that show, I told myself I'm not going to get off prep until I get my pro card. And then shit hit the fan, and I'm like, you know what? I made this commitment, and I'm gonna do it. And like, I can't even tell you like how amazing that felt on stage. Like, even halfway through prep, I knew I was gonna win. And I typically don't say that beforehand. I typically don't even tell people what my plans are beforehand in case it doesn't evolve into what I want it to. I feel like it sometimes can jeopardize the results. So I rather let my actions speak louder, but I was like, I'm going pro. I'm going pro. Like, I have put in every single ounce of the energy that I don't even have into this prep, and I'm going to go pro. All the other pieces I'll figure out later, you know, where to live, a car. Oh my gosh, it was definitely a journey of lifetime, and I don't regret it. Um, but now that I'm a pro, um, I'm just trying to like make sure all the other pieces are back in line. I'm still, working with therapists and lawyers, and um, my business partner is also going through cancer right now, so I just want to make sure he is all set. Um, so it's just been a lot, but I think that the pro debut is going to happen, whether my show prep starts in 2025 and then goes into 2026. But I'm planning and hoping for, 2025.
Well, here's this: take your time to develop. Because one thing, the order, your mind and your body must come together. Sometimes, when one's in chaos, the other one's not going to follow. And you want to, especially dealing with your situation with spousal abuse. I mean, my mother and my father, they had it out. My brother, my sister was in, well, my sisters were in relationships like that. Even my brothers were in relationships like that. And it's good that you are taking care of you. And the situation about the car, I can feel you on that. I just got my car worked on yesterday. Now I got another thing I got to fix. I just want to take push it up. It was a
Audi.
car. Yeah, it was a car my sister gave me. Because she had a
A lot
brand
of
new
people
truck.
want Audi because those are cursed.
Yeah, I mean, she had problems before. One day I was like going to the doctor's office, and then when I was going out, it didn't want to back up. I said, "Fuck!" But my nephew said, "Just put it in neutral and push it out." So sometimes I had to park a certain way because and then I just had to get a new tie rod and some stuff on it, and now I had to get a this. I'm sorry, folks, I don't want to get too much, but this is what I learned from my other guy. He always says to me, he says, "That's what doesn't make you stranger makes you stronger." And shout out to my other guy. I appreciate him. He really helps me out. This is from man Tony97 says this. He says, "I feel you. I'm glad you made it through it. Life can be harsh sometimes. Also, he says, never let anyone know your next move. It's better to keep quiet until you figure out what to do. Congrats on your pro card the date of your win." All right, and also it was 2022 when she won. I know because a lady who I interviewed a while back, Brittany Parrish, was at that same show. Y'all competing both in physique, and I think you won in your class, and that's when you get your pro card, right?
Yeah.
See, I always see this was my master Ra's al Ghul always taught me be aware of surroundings
But
at all time, young Master Wayne.
technically, I went to the junior USA's and I won my class, and I thought that I had won my pro card too because
Mm,
I thought that's the way that it goes, but I didn't. So
you know, I think junior USA's is different from USA's and nationals. And the North Americans. Those shows, I think you have to win the overall, get your pro card.
yeah,
Amateur Olympia, you win the overall. I think you still get your pro card. You just go in, you win in your class, you do the overall, you get your pro card automatically. You just win the title. It's still a lot of stuff because it's all this stuff for me especially. Uh, this is from Tony. He says, I'm sure your pro debut will be awesome. I'll be anxious waiting for it. As for now, I guess you must be focused on bulking. Yeah. And I say also to your partner, I hope he does well. I know I had a friend, she was a good friend of mine. She was dealing with cancer. She passed away. It's tough. My mother, she was sick. She hadn't had cancer. She had like a seizures and stuff like that, and taking care of her, it was a lot, and I hope he does well. I hope he feels better. So, you know, I like this. Take your time. I've known ladies who took much time before they pro debut. Some ladies said, you know what, they got their pro card, say, I'm done. And, whichever what you want to do.
yeah.
So, folks, we're going to do this. We're going to jump into social media for a bit, IG. You want to follow Ayla. Her social media links are in the description of this live stream in the video. You can check it out. But guys, I know she's cute. She's a cute girl. She's out here. She got her hair done. She got her glasses on. Her pecs are sewn. She got some great pecs. So, guys, no, under my rules, no D pics.
Thank you.
Stop it. Stop it. I know I've been ladies tell me crazy stuff, and I tell you guys, I mean it's not, come on. What? No, no, what?
Definitely not interested in those pictures.
No, I most definitely know you're not. So so we're gonna jump into social media for a little bit, folks. And we're gonna take some pictures here. And here it is.
Partner,
Listen, yeah. Where's your partner?
the one where we're both wearing matching sweatshirts.
Oh, that's it. And what's his name?
Dave Daw.
Well, Dave, God bless you, brother. Hope you feel better. Cancer is something just it's tough disease to fight. And here she is when the shirt says, "I move weight like you move your mouth," and that is true. A lot of people like to talk about you, saying like, "Why you got so much muscle?" And then they're the ones who don't even have muscles; they have boobs like I do. And yeah, and here's some pictures here. We're going through here, and this is like this is a party. Whose birthday is it?
Oh, so that was Dave's birthday in January of this year. And
All
so the
right.
members and clients of mine at the gym, I'm actually at my gym right now. It's kind of like a garage style gym.
Hmm. Yeah, you also your coach, your yoga coach and trainer too.
Um, yeah, so I do yoga class. I teach yoga classes. I'm a multiple sclerosis specialist. So that client right there, she actually has multiple sclerosis.
Wow.
Went pro in OCB, and now she's in prep for her very first NPC show. She's
Oh,
April 1st. And I'm like, she's so much bigger than she was. She's going to be amazing.
well, that's pretty good because OCB, that's a natural competition, and I you know every couple of days you compete in OCB, and also NPC. Everybody wants to go to the sit with the big dogs. That's NPC. Here's this picture right here. This is what got me the dress. Wow. Who did the photo shot? Was it I'm trying to remember who. I know the style. Who was that who did the photos with you?
Sean?
Oh yeah, I interviewed Sean a while back. Sean Nelson, guys, he does a lot of the, he has, he works with her biceps. Also, he has his own, um, um, you know, photography.
Yeah.
Sean does a good work. I mean, he makes your ladies look good. You know, and here is a little clip. I think you made this. Nice. I like this dress. This is wow. Yeah, you look really good. I mean, yeah. This is from North Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that feeling like when they told you you're now IFBB pro?
I heard it in my head before I even said it. Like I was just ready for it, you know, and that was the feeling that I have like held on to all throughout my prep through the really shitty, harsh times. I was just like, you know what? Think about that feeling when they call my name and I get my pro card because it's gonna happen. You know, I can't let the hard times get the best of me, and so that definitely gave me like the confidence to tackle anything else that comes at me. Like, you know, if I keep pushing through it, I will make it through it.
It's kind of like my favorite quote is from Sylvester Stallone, Rocky Balboa, saying like, "It's not how hard you can hit; it's how hard you can take the hits and keep moving forward. That's how winning's done."
Right. That's completely true.
Yeah, these are great pictures. I see you got some tattoos. How many tattoos you have?
Oh gosh. I think like 7 or 8. Most of them are like, well, if I'm not doing photo shoots like that, most of them are easily concealed, except for the USDA organic stamp on my leg.
And the
That's,
one on the shoulder, that you can see the one on the shoulder, the 69.
no, that's the cancer sign.
Oh, oh, right. Yeah, I thought it was for a second. I thought it was, looked like it was 69. Yeah. Well, like I said, you look in good condition, and you have a great physique. Would you, like I said, you earned your pro card as a physique competitor. Way the division now is turning out. Would you consider switching back to figure?
No, I already had too much muscle now.
Yeah.
My frame is more built for physique, um, because I feel like the standard that they have for a figure is like an unrealistically tiny waist, and let's just say I have a strong waist. Like I have very dense muscle in my lumbar, like, you know, from deadlifting, and um, no matter how lean I get, um, I don't have that kind of waist that they're looking for. So when you can't change your bone structure, you can always change your muscle mass. And so I fit in best with physique, and um, my symmetry is good. The feedback was that like I don't really need to like build any, you know, more muscle in certain areas. Um, but I mean, there's always work to do, like my calves. But as far as like the symmetry, they said my symmetry, nothing was off. It's all good. I do want
Yeah.
to build calves.
And when you last said judge, what was your best quality in your opinion that you feel like you have? Your which way accentuates your physique? What's your best quality?
Always my legs.
Mm,
Even though
yeah.
I've built up my upper body, like, you know, I've like worked on my upper body so much because like I was dying for someone to like give me a compliment about my upper body. Like talk about my arms, say like I like your biceps, but it was always like, oh my gosh, your legs, your glutes, like, but yet my legs are still my best quality. And then once they get really lean down, like they do look pretty good. That's what stands out to most people, I think. That's what I still get comments on, you know.
Yeah. So it's your training regimen. How does it go? What's the things you work on the most, and the things like I said, you don't need too much on the upper body, but your legs is the thing that is come together. What's your training regimen like for you? What's the day for Miss Nova when she gets up in the morning?
Well, I would say that my training is geared more towards like just whatever makes me feel the best, like mentally. Um, since I don't really have anything that I need to specifically work on, um, I don't really have a specific regimen set up, you know, that is like bodybuilding focused. I'm still obviously building my muscles, but you know, some days if I've been like, you know, moving in equipment in the gym, and like I just bought these guys like a new belt squat and a vertical leg press, like I'm moving and all that stuff. I'm assembling it. And you know, so if it's like a physically taxing day, I might just do some mobility work, you know, do yoga, like just zone out, sometimes I'll have really aggressive workouts where like I just want to rack pull some really heavy weight and slam it down and like, listen to like heavy metal music and just like rage. So my training regimen is just according to the kind of day that it is and what is going to be the best, um, you know, therapy for me mentally.
So like sometimes you switch from you're doing your yoga, you're doing like namaste, you're doing like that, and then you switch to wow, I feel like a gym bro. Like a gym bro. Come on, bro. You
Yeah,
can do it, bro.
literally, I will be teaching a yoga class, and I have the Zen music on the speaker, and then it's like yoga class at 8, and then at 9 o'clock we have legs. So I switch over the music, and we're playing some like it's just vulgar bad music that I will not repeat, and we're just slamming weights, and it's like from Zen, and then we got that Zen, and now we're just ready to go. Because,
Yeah.
like you said, the mental controls the physical. So we get the mental alignment, and then we're physically ready to go.
Yeah, I can understand that. Sometimes, like when I used to work out, because I used to go to Planet Fitness. I know it's not a bodybuilder's gym, but I used to go there. I used to listen to some nice, like some common little like calming music, something like like something old school, and then I might feel like turn up, might listen to some 50 Cent. I say, I whoop your head, boy. Whoop your head, boy. It just sometimes it just needs, especially when you're on the treadmill. You need that extra move, like I got this thing. I found it a while back. I was on YouTube, and it's just things like someone took like a Rocky, like some stuff was a Rocky and mixed it into a song. It's like a. I'll send it to you. You might like it. You
I
know.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like Rocky Balboa, the Italian stallion. I love that. It's just that Rocky. Sylvester Stallone, guys like Schwarzenegger. I grew up watching. Right now, I'm kind of like stuff I heard about Arnold, I'm not too fond of him, what he done. Like he pushed out women's bodybuilding and physique and figure from the shows. And I just watched just this past weekend the Triple O Dynasty. Shout out to one of my favorite ladies of all time. I'm gonna pull a picture real quick because I'm a fan of hers. She's just a beautiful lady. I just I know I simp about her when I mention her every time, and that is the most beautiful Andrea Shaw. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't help, but she's just a wonderful lady. I mean, a friend of mine actually got an autograph magazine for me when she was at Olympia last year. And when did you become? Are you certified yoga instructor? When that happened?
A long time ago. I'd say like 5, 6 years ago. I've been teaching yoga for several years now, and I just like to you know, be able to offer that service because I'm kind of like a one woman show. Like there are people that I recommend my clients go to, but like I do massage therapy, yoga, multiple sclerosis specialist, and nutritionist. So like people come to me and I can tell them exactly what they need to do for the therapeutic aspect, for the strength building, how much they should sleep, drink, eat, when to eat, what to eat, how to recover well, with stretching and, you know, the mobility work. So I really don't, I'm kind of selfish when it comes to my clients. I like to just be the person, their coach for everything.
You're like the mama saying, like, I'm your mama, like, I take care of you, baby. Say, don't go there, like this, there, like that. We got here from a man, Tony, he said, like this says, um, heavy metal music. Do you listen to Slipknot or Rammstein? I think that's what it said. Rammstein, I think, yeah. Which one you're more?
Not a little bit. Um, I'm a Slayer girl.
Yeah, yeah. When I was a kid, I used to listen to a little bit of Guns N' Roses, but I used to watch on MTV or I'm kind of eclectic when it comes to music. I'm still like I like my old school. I like my hip hop rap, and but I like to listen to like something that really gets my attention. Here we got here. This is from Tony. It says, I just followed you, Ayla. Hope you accept my friend request. By the way, your biceps and forearms look great. Did you train arms today?
I did, and I usually don't have just an arm day. I usually do like back and biceps or like chest and shoulders. But I did biceps and triceps. Let me do that one.
Oh no, you're posing. She's posing for the smos. So okay, guys, stay calm. Take a deep
I'm
breath.
not really good of lighting.
Yeah, yeah. Take a deep breath, guys. Oh wait, okay, okay. She's posing for your smos. All right, now
I
you can put it. Yeah, you can put away your tissue and lotion now. It's over. So hey,
I
like this.
don't
Hey,
have an OnlyFans or a fans only, whatever it's called. I don't have that. Sorry.
I wouldn't ask you that, but that is the thing is about that. A lot of ladies who are in this sport because body especially the last few years, women's bodybuilding has become a big fetish. There is a lot of guys who, like I said, I'm a minute, I'm a muscle person. I'm gonna admit it.
Yeah.
It's just you women. It's a different look of a woman. I'm from North Carolina. In the South, our women are a little bit more rounder, a little more, healthier. We have some skinny women here and there, but you women are just a different look
Yeah.
compared to the everyday woman. You have these muscles. Like I showed a picture of Andrea, who's just beautiful. Hmm?
Like you're to obey.
Yeah, and I remember a long time ago when I was younger. I used to when I had a computer. Sometimes we couldn't do dial up. We had to wait till my mom was asleep at night because you know, if the phone was off, she was like, "Who got that damn phone off?" So we had to wait till like about 10 o'clock. Because you call after 10 o'clock, you better be dead or in jail or something. And we on dial up. I used to go onto these chat rooms, and this guy told me, he said, "Hey kid, you like welcome to chat, and like women's bodybuilding. Yeah, I'm a fan of it." I said, hey kids, say it. What's say it? Say, when you ladies rock hard, we're rock hard. So it's just a particular look about a woman, and
Yeah.
but people who are outside don't understand about the sport. Like one thing you talk about how recovery is more important about the development of bodybuilding. People forget this is what mindset a lot of people. It's steroids. It's this. It's that. It's this. It's that. You take that. It's not it. But you have to be complete. You need your recovery. Like I said, massages are good. Sleep, rest. Your diet is important. There's so much to the sport that people don't know. And people on the outside just see these big buff dudes and these muscular chicks and thinking it's just I pop a magic pill and everything.
Yeah.
Boom. I'm Ronnie Coleman.
And one thing to add, people also think that when you have a six pack, your problems go away. And I'm here to tell you, no, they don't. You will just have a six pack and you will have the same problems.
Like like one man used to say, and he's in trouble right now. Puff Daddy says, more money, more problems. Well, I don't have no money. I got a lot of problems. So I take a little more money. If it helps some of the problems. Uh, this is for a man. Tony says your physique looks wondrous. I would like to see you get bigger. Would you ever consider going up into the division? Like I said, I think she says she's comfortable in physique. I know a lot of ladies. There's a debate about if I go to women's body, I wouldn't look feminine anymore. But like I said, there's some beautiful women in sport. All the women, all you ladies are beautiful. Some women, I think they do go to the extreme a bit, but it's about how you grow with genetics. I mean, some ladies like good example, like who just also promoted the show, the Triple Dancer, Cindy Gillen. She has that very small feminine look that works for her. You look at someone like Natalie Cuejo, who she looks massive. She could go up to women's bodybuilding, but I think she wants to stick with it. But sometimes it's about where you grow, where you want to go, how you grow as an athlete.
Right. So I am never opposed to more muscle. Like I always tell people, the more gains, the better. But to each their own. Like we can't always predict like how we feel in a certain body that we don't have yet. And so sometimes it takes putting on that size, and then you discover things like, you know, I want to look this way wearing these clothes, and I don't like the way that I look, or I don't like the way that I move. Like it feels like too much muscle, or even for health reasons, because whether it's muscle weight or fat weight, it's still weight and it's still bearing on your organs. And like some people feel like they can't breathe that well, or they're not as flexible, and then they start having more joint issues. And so it's kind of like a journey that you just have to test it out and see how it feels. And then the good thing about bodybuilding is like you're not stuck there. You can always, just go back to like a maintenance, workout plan, and not geared towards putting on more size. And you can always go up and put on more size. Um, I feel good where I'm at as a physique competitor. Um, Not anything against, females that are in bodybuilding. The ones that are in bodybuilding, most of them, they look great and like it works for them. Um, but I specifically like the physique look for like what I want to compete in, and I can move well with my weight. Starting at 114 pounds. Now in my off season, I'm like right under 190. So that would be a lot for a person to adjust to. It's been over, several years, but I think that I've adjusted well. I'm very flexible. I can still do back walkovers and flips, and teach yoga and run 10 miles. And so I like that. I like the athletic part, without having to like jeopardize the health aspect, to just be a bodybuilder.
Well, fitness is also a good alternative because you can still like if you look at the fitness girls now, you can still maintain a level of muscle almost like a physique competitor.
I
You know,
Because I
yeah.
love gymnastics.
Yeah, that's a good. You have a gymnastic background. That's good that you have an athletic background. This is from Tony. He says this. He says, "Damn, if you do another pose, I might faint. What a view!" So and she showed off her pecs. Oh wow, I love natural pecs. Too many ladies get breast implants. It takes away that pure look of a great, beautiful chest. I understand it's about making you more feminine, but I've seen some ladies that overdo it and there's some women look like that. I don't know. You should like. I think a while back I was watching some. I was on social media. There was these ladies that went to the Olympia last year, and they looked like they had like soccer balls. They weren't competitors. I see the picture. I got it. It's in my phone. And they would, and they were like, I don't know. They could be stepping in and say, hey, you know what? We might need some punching bags in the gym. So the ladies might want to step in for a minute. Someone can overdo it. Here this is for my man Tony. Tony's a fan here. Yes, your lower body is your strong point. I would be lovely to see you focus on your calves. By the way, your back looks simply amazing. Now, which is you feel like is your like say again your legs your best quality. Which you feel like you need to work on now if you ever make your pro debut.
um, I don't know if it would really make that much of a difference, as far as like what the judges would want to see. But personally, for me, it's coming down to my calves. Um, I think because my quads just like grow from doing anything. I actually trained them just yesterday or Sunday for the first time in like several months. Um, I just want to be able to like have calves, that match the size of my quads, because with my quads being so big, it makes my calves look smaller. So, if you look at my calves from the knee down, they look pretty decent. But once you show my quads, they don't look that great. So, also it kind of like reminds me of like the Arnold, bodybuilding days where everyone had amazing calves. And so I want to have better calves, like thicker calves. Um, yeah, I don't like training calves, um, but I will.
Yeah, that's almost pretty much leg day. And leg day is not about it. I have a few ladies on here say they love leg day. I said,
Love-
look and say, you love leg day too?
oh my gosh, I love it. Like for a while, I wasn't allowed to train legs. Like, my coach told me during prep, don't use your energy training legs. You don't need your legs to grow anymore. We're focusing on your back. And so, like, would want to have like stress relieving therapy workout, I always go to legs because it's the most painful thing, and it helps me just like take my mind to another place because I have to focus on like breathing and not dying. So I can't think about anything else. But then he's like, you need to train back. And so I listen to him because, just like I tell my clients, just listen to your coach. Don't do what you want to do. That's why you have a coach, is because someone needs to tell you what to do. Um, but I'm glad that, I can train legs now, because I definitely need those stress relieving workouts.
I don't know. I know leg days like this. It's like I like to talk about this episode of Chappelle's show when Charlie Murphy invites Rick James to Eddie's house, and Eddie, remember he's like "F your couch, Eddie Murphy," and they beating his legs, and Charlie, Eddie, Dave Chappelle as Rick James like crawling, "Where are my legs, Eddie Murphy?" I that's how somebody does, or when after leg day, they're crawling out. But you're a masochist, Ayla.
I am.
Yeah, I know most of them, but it's whatever makes you feel good. That's the thing is you get in the gym. Because like I said, I used to work out a good bit. I had to stop because I had problems. Like I got knees like Stone Cold Steve Austin. One is like bone on bone. The other one I got arthritis. I'm getting older now. And I need to get back in once I get some things taken care of, like especially my car. I got and it's tough, to to get in the morning and and to work out and to train, and then the diet part is like food is both a tool and a weapon for a bodybuilder. How you helps you how you grow. People keep forgetting that, but it's not about the what peds you take or this you take. It's about what diet you get. Now, after your last show, after that, when you got your pro card, like, what was that thing that was calling you? That thing that you wanted the most. What?
So, another pro, Jessica Coleman. She's so sweet. So she
I
was,
interviewed Jessica.
yeah. So Junior USA's, we were like, that's when we met, and she was just like so amazing. Like, she went to my show in North Americans, and um, she knows how much of a pumpkin spice bleep whore I am. So she brought me a, a dozen of all different kinds of Krispy Kreme pumpkin spice donuts, like the pumpkin cheesecake donut and like the pumpkin latte donut, the regular glazed one. And I remember I got in the back of the car. My client was driving, my coach was in the passenger seat. They were gonna go get pizza, and I just like had my trophy in my lap, and I was like, "You guys, I don't want to talk like respectfully. I'm just gonna like go ahead and open this dozen of donuts." Even when me and Jessica were taking a picture together, after the show with, my trophy and everything. And there's a few photographers that wanted more pictures, and they're like, "Do this pose, do that pose," and I'm like, "All right, I'm sorry, but I just need to go. Like, I have these donuts, I really want to eat them," and I ate at least like 4 or 5 of them in the back of the car, and that was like the most amazing thing. And I usually don't like sugar that much, but like, oh my gosh, Jessica, she is a sweetheart.
Yeah, Jessica, I interviewed her last year. I know she had some surgeries to take care of her because she had to go through stuff. I know she got a pro card that year before, I think,
Yep.
and and shout out to her because I posted on my IG. She said that's my girl. So and I tell you, folks, I tell you, you used to talk about Krispy Kreme. It's just who doesn't love Krispy Kreme? Donuts. I'm like Homer Simpson. Donuts. Oh, the closest Krispy Kreme for us is like Fayetteville. That's like about 50 miles. There's like a Dunkin' Donuts. It's so. But yeah, we got here. This is from a man. Tony says he says this. He says, um, I think isolating calves is a great idea. In the long run, it will improve your stage performance. Have you ever thought about doing the same for your shoulders and delts? So you said that's pretty much the back. So and that's something you've been working on. Also, this is from a man Tony. He says this. He says people are always focused on the results, never on the struggle. You have to get through to get to them. And also, this is from my brother Execution 23. Shout out to him. He says, hello to him. Shout out to my brother. Salute George Page. Thank you, brother, for salute. And yeah, it's a lot to in the sport, especially for a woman. you're changing the aspects of who you are, your body, your style, your look, and you have to be passionate because this is not a very lucrative sport if you think about it. If unless you're the top level competitors, most people are just you're mostly competing more like this is a good example of this. For the movie The Incredibles, where Bob is talking to his boss and says it's your job to keep us in the black, meaning keep us in money. But a lot of you people, a lot of you ladies, men and women are competing mostly in the red. And for you women, it's way more expensive than anything. You got to have your hair, your makeup, your jewelry, everything else. Then your posing suits, travel costs, your coach. You got to pay your coach. The food's one thing. That's one thing. We prep. You got to make sure you have enough food to prep for each of. You have to count every little thing. And as you said, she guys, she does not do OnlyFans, and that's not something she wants to do. But I know it's a way for some days to make money to circumvent some of their costs, or like OnlyFans, her biceps, because Sean's a pretty good dude. I interviewed Sean a while back. Those I will call those sites is excuse my language, Ayla. They are the beat the meat websites because guys know what they are. We know we come on those sites. We know what we're doing. We're not going to just looking there looking like we read poetry. We're looking at buff chicks in bikini in small suits. And I know after the shows, that's the way some ladies make a little bit of side money. Especially you're amateur, you're not making no money, and then even at the pro level, sponsorship helps. You have any sponsors or everything on your back?
Yep, I do have a sponsor, Tim Likes.
Mhm.
So Tim has been my sponsor for I think two, no, three national shows. Um, because ever since that show where I made one spot away from going pro as a figure competitor, um, he said, like he has pretty much predicted that like I'm going to go pro in just a matter of time, and so he wanted to help me, with the resources to become that, and that entailed working with the posing coach Kenny. He paid for my sessions to do that, and like a suit that I didn't have to buy off from like uh, market Facebook Marketplace, and so it was like everything that like I wanted um, in a suit. Like I didn't have to just settle for something. So we got the red hot suit, like customized exactly how I wanted it, and I loved it. It was the perfect fit. Um, and then also, doing regional shows and national shows. I've always done photo shoots. Like people have approached me. I would have like two or three photo shoots, just like outside, not like scandalous kind of photo shoots. I am okay with doing like video shoots, which I've done, like flexing my biceps and stuff, and not anything that is like those kind of scandalous websites. I do think that it's a great way, for people to make money to cover their expenses. So, I'm definitely not like shaming anyone for do that. Like, it is a sport that is very expensive, and we are mostly responsible for, um, covering most of those costs. And so, in order to do what you love, sometimes you have to also make sacrifices and do things so that you can do what you love. Um, but yeah, between photo shoots, paid photo shoots, and my sponsor and my coach just being, my best friend and helping me, um, it's definitely helped. I don't think I could have afforded all the shows that I've done and the traveling. So,
Yeah, because it's important that that you have that support, and also the pose coach, which is Kenny Wallach. As a lot of guys talk about, a lot of ladies I've interviewed, they talk about Kenny Wallach. He is like one of the top posers. There's quite a few others that are good at posing, I know, but Kenny Wallach is the guy I mentioned quite often. And yeah, and it's good that you get sponsorship because you know what, as an amateur, as you know, you're just mostly paying for everything. You got to pay your entrance fee. That's one thing you got to pay. I know I just one of my I have another moniker. I'm the Lord of the Wall. I am, Jon Snow. I'm the Commander of the North. And sometimes I have my little ravens and my birdies come tell me information like recently just knocked up the costs for interest fee for the Nationals. I think it's going to be a little over about $300 this year. And it's good you have those support that to help you, because if this was more of a like a real sport, like professional level sport, where in which, okay, here's like this: you pay a pro card 300 of $200-300 every year. So okay, what do you get out of that? Just that I certify as I'm a pro, but like anything, like if you're part of a union, you should have benefits. Like, okay, if something happens, I have insurance to cover me. Like, okay, I got to go get blood work, which I know some ladies they got to pay $600-700 out of their pocket to get their blood work done. If I get an injury, you
Really
know, hmm?
good about revealing, like certain results for females. Like they make it really hard for females to know what their hormone levels are. So then they have to pay out of pocket to go, to like a hormone specialist, and it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, and I think that's why I think like organizations like NBC and IFBB should take care of your athletes, because you know what, no one comes to see the promoters or the sponsors. We come to see y'all. And if anything, y'all should be, okay, like, all right, you have insurance. Like, okay, when I go to a doctor, when I get my results and I have to take care of this, I don't have to pay so much out of pocket.
Right.
I have a friend, she's going through stuff right now, and and she's a pro, and it's tough for her financially. She does have ways where she makes money, a good bit of money, but sometimes it's just like it's never enough. And then I know sometimes you have to really save, and it's good that I think you take the time to sit out and uh, you know, work on you and work on yourself, and also stack your chips, And if anybody's interested in sponsoring her, and you're a genuine interest in sponsoring Ayla, have a genuine plan. Reach out to her. Don't go like say, "Hey, Ayla, you know what? I saw your pictures. I like that one in the red dress, and I like that one in the suit." What?
I've forgotten that message before.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, Ayla, ladies tell me some stuff when they fuck up. Here's the real. I had quite a few jobs. My first job, I used to work at the gas station, and I had two jobs. I worked with women a lot. I used to work at a gas station. I used to work at a gas station. My first job. I used to work in textiles. I worked with women all day, and then all night I used to work at a strip club. And women, when they feel comfortable with you, they'll tell you stuff. And women have tell me how guys can be. I understand. We are fans, you ladies, because you have such a small fan base. You look at the other divisions. Men's bodybuilding, funny, they have a large fan base. I don't know why people get excited about guys in banana hammocks and board shorts, but you women, we are truly a fan of you ladies. I mean, not so much fan of bikini and wellness. Wellness, I'm starting to become a bit of a fan of it because I see some aspects of women's bodybuilding more in wellness than I do in bikini. I'm scrolling into figure a little bit. I've always been a fan of women's bodybuilding, and I've become a kind of a big real fan of physique. But I admire what you ladies, your work, your passion for sport. Some ladies say they'll do it for the money. Some ladies get just think, hey, I'm gonna be wealthy, but this is not like it's like a real sport. But if it was, I think y'all deserve to get compensated for your time when you go on the stage. I know you're up there, you're dehydrated, you're tired, you're weared out. You're in a little suit for only about 2 or 3 minutes, and you're just posing and posing. And I know sometimes you're on social media, I can deal with weird guys like me who who drooling over and say, "Wow, she's not that suit," and I'm like, wait a minute, where's my tissue? But but like I said, I respect what you do as an athlete. You are an athlete. You train, you work out. It's no different. Like good example like this. I was watching this. Usain Bolt, ever heard of him? He said like this: I train all year just to run for 9 seconds. you know, it doesn't matter how the way you train. It's just about the results of your training. Everybody has a different style. This is from a man. Tony says, uh, "What could someone do to sponsor Ayla?" Like I said again, send a request. Have a genuine plan. Have something that you work with. Say like this, Miss Nova, I have a plan for you. I like your look. I like your physique. You have a great passion about yourself. I have a product. So if you're interested, we have a contract. We'll send it to you. Look over the paperwork, send it back, and whatever you need from us, like okay, you got travel expenses, we take care of that. We'll pay for a posing suit, or two if you need them. Little things like that that help along the way. And also, just anything that can really help these athletes, because money does help. Money does help. Also, this is for Tony. I said, I think people are too hard on the OnlyFans girls. They are just doing what they need to do to pay for their and and supplements. I see nothing wrong with it. Neither do I. It's there for a purpose. It's there for a reason. I think there's, like I said, it caters to a fan base, but it gets the guys saying like, I don't like her. She's too buff. She's too muscular. I don't like women like that.
They have
But
the
then,
to
hmm?
subscribe or to not subscribe. And nowadays where there's the whole body positivity movement, you know, I don't see it where they're promoting women that are muscular. They're promoting women that are overweight. And, I do think that everyone should love themselves regardless of what their body looks like. And you can love yourself and still say, be aware and acknowledge that you need to, improve your health. It doesn't mean you have to hate yourself in order to do that. But, I think it's very like one sided that they want to promote, the overweight models, which is unhealthy and not something that someone should look up to, but then they're still over here shaming the girls with muscle. And so to me, like, the girls flaunting what they have on OnlyFans, like, they worked hard for that, and it is admirable, obviously, because a lot of people subscribe to it. And so I think it's great that people are just comfortable in their body, and it's to each their own. Like, I personally don't want to have that kind of stuff online. Like, it's not really in my personality, and if it doesn't vibe right with my personality, I don't do it, whether it's going to be exposed to others or not. I just don't do things that don't vibe with who I am.
Yeah,
But
Eh, yeah,
nothing
you
against
got
them.
yeah, you gotta live life for yourself. You gotta understand also when that stuff gets out there, it's out there. There's not much you can do about it. But like I said, it's a platform that some ladies make their money off of, and even celebrities. Iggy Azalea, she's probably one of those popular people on OnlyFans, and Cardi B. A lot of celebrities do it. I mean, you know, if like I said again, it's just something that's there, and people are going to cater to it. Social media is just getting popular in the last few years. This is from man Tony says this. He says. Physique and bodybuilding are my favorite categories. These ladies are just great genetics and are overall well built. Tony's he's a fan. And it's good that guys like Tony and the other guys are here or people are watching this support women like you who are fans. Yes, you're gonna have the people say like, okay, I don't like this because it's something it takes them out of their comfort zone. But
Yeah.
then there's some guys out there who are fans of it who like to say, I don't want people to know about it. He wants to stay undercover. But like I said, I this is why I do platforms like this to give you ladies the voice to share. You probably just picked like Tony said, you just started following you. You might just pick up some more people who want to follow you because the fact is, your story about how you got into the sport and what made you who you are that really should interest people. I think really to get to know who you are. Because like I say, you massage therapy. I was studying massage therapy, but I had a car to break down on me. That's why I don't like cars that much. I couldn't finish my schooling. Working with people with multiple sclerosis and all that. I mean, you do good work. You're a good person, and I think you deserve a lot out of this life. I mean, good things happen to good people, and sometimes we have to walk through hell to get to where we want to. But sometimes, like this, when you're walking through hell, hold your head high and walk like you own the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, folks, we're not going to hold her much too long. She's out here. I know it's chilly out here. She's out here talking to us, and I do appreciate her. Wish her all the best in her upcoming show. Whenever she's ready, you want to come back on and, just shoot the shit, you're welcome guest.
I want to say thank you very much. I appreciate you, doing this interview and kind of giving people a chance to get to know me outside of just being a bodybuilder, but also as a human and my story, my journey. And, um, people don't see that when they just look at a picture of me in my competition suit. So thank you for, sharing my voice with people. I appreciate it.
Well, here's the thing: is this is from a quote from my favorite movie, Batman Begins. At the end, I always say this because I know if another guy was here, his name's KL the Wonder. He's contact went Bobby too. He always pick me on Bobby when I talk about this. It's from the end of Batman Begins when Jim Gordon, played by Gary Oldman, said to Christian Bale as Batman, says, I get a chance to thank you," and he turned around and says, "You never have to, because you ladies don't get enough voices for yourself." I'm on YouTube, and there's not a lot of content that talk about specifically your ladies. There's only a few people like this. Myself. There's the Female Bodybuilding Channel. There's a guy named David Bryant. He has Female Bodybuilding Forum. There's Didi on the Spot. A couple of ladies who started their own live streams about women's bodybuilding. Um, it's just you have a story that may inspire somebody. There might be a woman who went through what you went through, and say, you know what, if she can do it, I can do it. Like I said, this is people say that bodybuilding sport that anybody can do, but like this, it's a tough sport. Like I said, you have to make a lot of sacrifices. Like one thing, like what's your family? When you get what's your family's thought on it?
I'm not connected with my family, and they've it's always been me and my coach at shows, and or either me and like a client of mine. My clients are pretty much my family and my support system. So whatever my family does think, I'm not going to say the F word on here, but
No,
yeah,
you can say we're not children here. Like Brandon Mack would say like that. Boy, if someone don't like who you are like that, fuck them. That's simply that.
love
I
that.
could, yeah, yeah. Because I was saying, so with some people, because when they get to sport, their life is changing. They're not doing the same thing as their friends and other people are doing. Like I know ladies told me that they have friends that they lost some friends because the fact that they understand what they're going through. They couldn't go out late night and drink and do this and do that. They had to go to sleep so they get ready to go to the gym in the morning. Wake up like 3 or 4 in the morning, go work out, and then go to work. They can't, like some ladies told me how sometimes they go to events like barbecues, weddings. They had
Yeah,
to bring their own food because they can't eat what's there. I know you want to eat that nice slice of wedding cake, but you can't eat it because hey, I'm in prep. If I wasn't in prep, I get a good chuck a hunk and then sit there and eat like a big dog.
yeah,
But it's good that you have those other people like your coach and your partner and your friends like that. And those people stand behind you. Sometimes we don't pick our family, but we do pick our friends and the people we choose in our lives that their supporters are very important. Like I said, I grew up with me and my brothers and sisters. We kind of all kind of since my mom passed, we kind of all kind of gone our own separate ways, but I'm still close to him. My brother, he stays with me, on and off, but he's my baby brother. But it's good that you still have those people that stand behind you. Here, this is from man Tony. He's been here. He says your story is very inspiring, Ayla. The effort you put into this sport is truly admirable. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate that. You were here. This is why I do this. Like I said again, to give y'all ladies opportunity to share your voice. I know I have people who follow me say, George, we're gonna interview this person, this viewer. I would love to interview, as I said again, Andrea Shaw. But she's really busy. I got a friend. He's my homeboy. We do a live stream together. We did one yesterday, and him and his wife work for Andrea, and this is my man, Big Keith. And every time I see his picture, he just Keith got his hand on my girl. I kept, but I got another guy I got to worry about now. Put his hand on my girl, and his name is David Bryant. you know, if I had that picture, I think I took it down. But yeah, Keith's my brother. I love you, brother. But you keep his hands on my girl. But I'm just gonna. He sent me that while back, but I'm gonna keep calm. Okay. But it's good that you have that support system with your friends, or your family. Maybe someday things might get better. I mean, not, but what? Sometimes it's just it's good to have that connection with people that's your own blood. But anyway, I'm gonna end this off with, as a competitor, what would you want to see more for yourself out of this sport? Tough one, huh?
The first thing that comes to mind is um, kind of like what we were discussing. Um, like for everyone to be able to do it, as in like the expenses not being so horrendous. Um, because there's a lot of potential out there, and just, it really humbled me, being put in the situation that I was put in, 2022, where, I had to experience it firsthand to realize how hard that shit is when you don't have the resources. Like, I would have rather eaten fresh food than like canned food and drinking egg whites. And, like, some people can afford the meal prep service, and, they have more time that they could rest. And, you know, for others, they might not have that luxury. Um, but, like, I think that it's important that everyone gets their chance to let their potential flourish into whatever it may be, despite not having, a lot of money to put towards it, especially like younger competitors, like 18, 19, 20 years old, just starting off. Like, they're not going to have that much money. And I don't think that money should determine, like, a person's potential. I know that, the organization needs to have funds to keep it going. Um, but yeah, I think that that's like the first thing that comes to my mind.
I understand, yeah, because I think that's why you see a lot more older competitors get it because by the time you get to a certain point in your life, you can afford things. You can afford this when you're like think about it between 18 and 20, you're mostly living with your parents. If you're lucky, if you do get a job, it's a good job. You just try to make a little money so you can party or buy a car. But yeah, I think one thing is they need to also tell the youth that it's about the hard work and commitment to it. Some people, like a lot of these younger parents, like, hey, okay, I take this, take that, I can get bigger, bigger, bigger. No, you have to understand the progress of the sport. Like one thing, I remember I talked about, once you understand the progress, you understand the process, then you can trust the process. Then you
Right.
can put faith in it. But I think some people want a quick, especially young people, they want anything like a hot pocket. They want it hot and ready. You know,
A hot pocket.
yeah, yeah. I went a while. I even I did, but yeah, but nothing like hot and ready. It's about taking time. It's like growth. Like especially like one thing like ladies who hit their 30s and 40s, they start muscle maturity. Like one lady who I follow who did an interview, like Sherry Pirami. She's in her late 40s, almost 50. Andrea, she's 41. I think she's going 41 this year. Other ladies who start hitting that muscle maturity, it took them time. But yeah, you have the young competitors who have genetics is also good. You have good genetics. Like I think someone like Natalia, who's just I think not even 30 yet. A couple of ladies who I follow who look like they're just amazing physiques, but they took the time to work on it.
Right.
And also organizations like NBC, IFBB, they if you want the sport to grow, invest in your athletes, and also try to get one thing's hard is that it's getting the mainstream to get involved in it. I used to remember bodybuilding used to be on ESPN and network television, but you can only catch it on the internet or catch it on live stream. It's just those things, and just sit down and have things like, okay, let's do something for our athletes because it wasn't from them we wouldn't have the sport. You
Right.
know, yeah. So, folks, I do appreciate her time. I know she's a busy lady. She got clients to work with. She got this and do this. She took the time out to sit and talk with me. And this is why I said again, I know you guys out there want me to get the top, but this is people like her who have their boots on the ground, 10 toes down, keep this sport growing. If it wasn't for someone like her, we wouldn't have the next level of competitors. It wasn't someone who like Ayla, all these other ladies, and also Jessica, who I interviewed, and also all these other women who get into sport because they needed something, to change to get out of the shell, to change their lives, to really evolve as a person. But here's the thing, like I said again, it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can take the hits and keep moving forward. And like I said, take your time and grow and do what you want to do. The sport's always going to be here. And some people say, well, it's not going to be, but it's going to be here because as long as there's people like yourself and others who have a passion for it, it's going to be here. We got here, this is from Tony always said that. So anyway, Ayla, I do appreciate your time. I
Likewise.
wish you best of luck in your whenever you make if you don't want like to make an announcement, you can come back on here, you can shoot a shit, and we can do that. I want to shout out the people who was here, my man Tony97. Shout out my brother XAG23. Shout out to you who out there who watch this live stream. And so again, Ayla's social media stuff is in the description if you want to follow her. If you're someone who has a genuine plan and want interested in sponsoring her, make sure it's something that is really that works with her, not something that works for your fantasy or your idea. Not like say like, hey, I saw you posing. No, you want something that really like something. Hey, we have something that might work with you, and we want to work with you and make you see your next level in your evolution as an athlete. And guys, she's a pretty girl. She has a nice smile. No big pics. I keep telling you. I know these ladies get you excited. You see your pictures. You get a little pop tit in your shorts. But stop it.
Self.
Get some help. Come on. I'd like to thank you again, ma'am. And the other guy I want to say something to you. He also says, like, Ayla, you know what? You are beautiful. And Ayla, whatever you get, don't do it for free. He's just, yeah, I just gotta calm him down, So, thank you, ma'am, again. I wish you best of luck.
Yeah.
And whenever, like I said again, you want to come back on again, shoot the shit. You're a welcome guest.
Okay. We'll stay in touch. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
As I said again, you never have to. Anyway, this is me all the way, George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Like, don't subscribe. Have a good afternoon, good evening, and good night, good morning, period.